claim your freedom. Whispers in my ear, it's time that I believe them. Ignore the voices, don't buy the lies, and don't you feed them. Look to the beautiful, mystical, forgiven world and claim your freedom. Sweet surrender, I don't need to remember how. Oh, what's all the fuss about? Let's just live right here, right now. I'm here in the presence where the silence speaks so loud. Pixelating, vibrating, hitchhiking on a wing and a cloud. And they say it's time to claim your freedom. Whispers in my ear, let your goosebumps lead you. Sweet surrender, gonna swim in your midnight glow. What's all the fuss about? Let's just live like we already know. I'm here in the moment where the stillness speaks so loud. Right here is where I have no past or future clouds. They say this moment here, that's all there is. I'll take this moment and I'll live. Bound by nothing, I am stronger. Won't look back, I'm moving forward. Sweet surrender, gonna swim in your moonlight glow. What's all the fuss about? Let's just live like we already know. Moment where the stillness speaks so loud. Right here is where I have no past or future clouds. They say it's time to claim your freedom. Whispers in my ear, it's time that I believe them. Thanks.
Thank you, Ricky.
Thank you, Eric.
Yeah, welcome everyone to our Sunday service. We've got one more song that Ricky and I are going to do that we actually wrote last week. It was, we have a program that's mystical mind training. Some of you know about we've had it for years, but it's been discontinued generally, but we're kind of putting it together again for prisoners, an MMT, mystical mind training program for prisoners to go on their iPads and things like that. And yeah, we actually recently, I heard from one of our friends who's been working on it, Beverly, and said that they're working on a section about how miracles are not to be used as spectacles. They're not meant to be these big, I mean, they can be, but they're more of an inner shift, and there's a whole section in the program about that. And she asked ChatGPT to write some lyrics for that, to make a song that could go with that section. And then she sent me the lyrics and said, I really hear you and Ricky doing this song. I wonder if you could take these lyrics and turn it into a song. So Ricky and I got together last week and just started to come up with a melody and got together a few times and finally came up with this song, which is called A Miracle in Me.
It went a little different than that, but yeah, we collaborated.
What was different?
The way I see it is Eric's like, oh, Beverly asked us to write a song. I've been working on it for a week. Will you help me? It's due.
Yeah, I did a little bit of work on it before we got together.
Will you help me? It's due. And I was like, dude. But it was great because we don't, I mean, Eric and I go way, way back. And so he was like, let's get together because I've already started writing it. And then we got together and he did start writing and it was really good and I loved it. But then he wanted to change things. We got kind of aggravated with each other and we were like, hey, why don't you go write the rest, Ricky? And I was like, I would love that on my own. Thank you. So that's how we collaborated. But we were together.
Yeah, those were important details.
For me, they were. That's how we get along.
Well, if we get through this song, it'll be a miracle. So here we go. This song will be the testimony of how much healing Ricky and I have gone through.
I think to share the healing is important, Eric, even though you don't. No, I'm joking.
No, I agree.
Yes, that was relevant, Ricky. Sorry, Eric, let me be stoic and let me be serious. No, we're joking. We actually got along through the whole thing.
Yeah. It's our first song we've ever written together, too. Okay. Ready?
I think so. I used to think that change would come from something big, from something loud. But now I see it's not the world. It's just the way I see it now.
No need for signs, no need for proof, no need to fight for what is true. These walls don't hold the key I need. The only lock is inside me. A miracle's not lightning in the sky. It's the way I choose to see with different eyes. I don't need a chase to make it real. The miracle's the way I feel. Today I lay my anger down. This weight is not for me to bear.
I thought that holding on was strong, but letting go brought peace in here.
No need for signs, no need for proof, no need to fight for what is true.
These walls don't hold the key I need. The lock is inside me.
A miracle's not lightning in the sky. It's the way I choose to see with different eyes. I don't need a chase to make it real. A miracle's the way I feel.
I don't need to be perfect. I don't have to try to see beyond the lies. I am not alone. I was never lost. Love doesn't cost.
A miracle's not lightning in the sky. It's the way I choose to see with different eyes. I don't need a chase to make it real. The miracle's the way I feel. A miracle's not
It's the way I choose to see with different eyes. I don't need a chase to make it real. The miracle's the way I feel. So here I stand, my heart is free. The only change was inside me. Hey. Thanks.
Well, thank you, everyone. We're going to go over now to Helena, who'll be sharing today on the topic of finding deep relaxation through communication.
Yeah, thank you. Wow, that song's really deep. Like, that's really touching me, and just even everything that's been happening this week for me, like, is the perfect song. So thank you both very much, because yeah, the theme was coming to my mind, finding deep relaxation through communication, because communication's been such a deep theme for me this week, and even like what you were sharing in the song, like the miracle is not a spectacle, it's something that's changed inside of me. And wow, I feel like maybe just this service is just for me to be a witness of that, because I feel like the whole week was like that for me. Actually, it's been a deep shift in my mind. And yeah, I feel this week started out for me with a really, really deep prayer. I had some feelings of overwhelm and anxiety actually coming up, and really not knowing what the way out was. And so I joined with Mighty Companion and just sharing how I felt, and it felt like there was a really deep prayer in my heart for something. And I actually didn't even know exactly what it was, but and then Jason arrived in Mexico. And I feel like everything started to accelerate actually for me from that moment when we started to connect. And yeah, I had a joining with Jason and Emily one evening, and there was an invitation for me to have a communication link, be a communication link for Jason while he's here with us in Mexico. And while we were talking, I could feel, after we talked, I felt the anxiety was coming up again. And I thought, wow, what is this in my mind? Like, what am I so afraid of? And just praying again very deeply. But then when we joined again, and I felt like it was an invitation from the Spirit to go much, much deeper and to go towards something that felt really big in my mind. There was some kind of, I would say, a phantom ghost now, because it's not there, but it was something that I was so afraid of in my mind to go towards. And just by this little invitation from the Holy Spirit to connect, really, that's what it was about. Like, do you want to connect with me? Like, that was really the invitation. And I could feel when we were joining, and the only thing that was for me, it wasn't even like we have to, it was an invitation. So it was like, do I feel a yes to this assignment? And I felt it. I felt the fear in my heart. It was still there, but I also felt the inspiration. I could almost already see the way out, actually, if I would just say yes to this tiny invitation, or big invitation, actually, what it was. And so I said yes. And the next day, Jason and I started to connect, and it was so loving, and it was so sweet, and we were just helping unpack some things seemingly. But throughout the whole thing, I could feel, when I started to connect a little bit more, what the actual prayer was underneath it was, I want to feel relaxed. And I want to feel relaxed in like the deepest way possible. I feel like that was really the prayer underneath it. Like, I really want to relax. And so yeah, we started joining and it felt really beautiful and I could feel some relaxation coming in and I said to Jason, I just want to be myself. And I actually don't even know what that means because it's not the self from the past. It's not, I don't know what that means, but I can feel my heart is yearning for something that is so much deeper and relaxed. And somehow the theme of communication was in my mind all week. And Pete and I started joining about some themes because he was going to do the movie. And I kept coming back to this theme of communication. It's like it's all about communication. I was so inspired. And yet, with the transfer of training, like actually in the moment to connect and communicate, there was a lot of fear. So I felt like the spirit knew, like, okay, this is your inspiration. Now let's go towards this and have an experience of what you're actually yearning for. And so yeah, I'm so grateful to get in touch with that prayer. And then we had a beautiful pancake dinner this week because Nana, where's Nana? You're there. Nana is going on her travels to Europe tomorrow, which is a big, big trip, and her birthday was on Friday. So we had a really sweet pancake dinner here with the house and had some guests coming over and there was an opportunity for me to share because we want everything to be purposeful. Like when we come together for whatever, it's like we want the purpose and the depth and the inspiration and it felt like an opportunity for me to share with everyone what has been happening for me and the shift that I was already feeling inside. Like he said in the song, like the miracle's not a big lightning from the sky, but it's inside. And I really felt that. And so I started to share here with the house, like, wow, it's been such a deep week already for me. And when I shared, I said too, like, wow, I thought I used to be such a relaxed person before I came to community, and everybody started laughing. It's like I really thought I was a pretty relaxed person before I went deeper into this journey actually. And I wasn't so aware of it, but I actually had that idea in my mind that I used to be so relaxed. What happened? Like, why am I not relaxed anymore? I feel so stressed and this anxiety. And then, but actually I realized that I actually wasn't relaxed. I just wasn't aware of the amount of anxiety and stress that were in my mind, but they were pushed down. And there was a personality self covering that. And I just wasn't in touch with it. And so it was really beautiful for me to see this week, like, wow, even that wasn't the real thing. Like it's so much deeper and somehow communication seems to be the key. Like for me, I just notice it over and over in all these years. Like there's been so much collaboration. We shared about it a lot over the years and so much collaboration, but even David started sharing at the beginning of this year, it's not so much about horizontally focused, which that's still part of it, to join with your brothers and sisters. But when we go much deeper, I can feel for myself this fear, this level of fear, or the ring of fear. And I don't even know if I touched on it that much, that deep, but I can feel the deeper we go. It's like, yeah, I can really feel the fear of love actually, and the fear of intimacy and the unworthiness that's underneath to just relax and connect with my brother. And even though I thought I used to be relaxed, it's like that was all very surfacey actually. It wasn't truly relaxed because I was still afraid to communicate. And now I'm thinking, how can I truly be relaxed if I am still afraid to connect with my brother, if I'm still afraid to communicate? There must still be fear underneath in my mind that just hasn't been exposed yet. And so yeah, just so many opportunities came in this week, and so this assignment with Jason just to connect around things with the house or anything that would come up like questions or maybe things to communicate with the house. And I feel like I've been going down a rabbit hole with ion exchange water softeners things that are like super technical and I'm like, oh my God. And I used to really push these things away. That was my initial reaction. I don't want to communicate about these practical maintenance things with the house. I am not inspired. But I could feel the spirit was underneath it saying, no, this is for a different purpose. And so we started to connect and And I got so inspired. I was joining with Eric about all of it, and we're talking like chemist stuff, calcium, magnesium, sodium, and like I can't even tell you. Like, yeah, I know these words I never use this like, and it's been so much fun. Like I can't even tell you how much fun it has been. It has brought me actually closer to all my brothers I feel in the house. So Eric and I started connecting. We've been going down deep search, chat GPT. I didn't even know that existed. Like it's just like going down the rabbit hole, but it's been a lot of fun. And then the other day there was another opportunity came up because they were starting to cut. We have all these palm trees around our property, inside the property, and maybe it's once a year or something. The electricity company starts cutting the leaves because they're growing in the electricity wires, and they started cutting. And I saw it already. I thought, And then Jason calls like, "Hey, did you notice that? Or they're cutting and it's falling on our property, and maybe go and check it out." And I know my initial reaction would have been like, "Oh, I don't want to." But actually, because there were already so many opportunities I feel throughout the week, I literally jumped out of my chair and I was so excited to go out and to meet these guys on the street. And they're, probably speak Spanish. I don't speak Spanish. And thought maybe Deborah could help with translation. No, not needed. And I almost ran out of the gate, out of like, there was such an inspiration in my heart. And I walked out of the gate and I met the guys on the street. And it was the sweetest guy. I can't even, and in my heart was like, I just want a holy encounter. I'm just going to talk to them. But I could feel there was no hold back in my mind or in my heart to connect and communicate. It was almost like this moment of there was no fear at all. And so I went out and I connected with them, and a little bit of the translator help, but he spoke actually pretty well English. So, and he was so sweet, and he wanted to connect with me. That was really the reflection I got. He wasn't like pushing me off at all. Like he was there, and then eventually he said, "You know what? Because there were these really big palm leaves on the street, on the sidewalk, and we need to clean that out here. That's our responsibility." And but he jumped out of his truck and he said, "I'll come and help you." And he jumped out of his truck and he like dragged these palm leaves, I don't know how far, into our property and put them there. And, "Do you need anything else?" And it was just so beautiful, but it was more, I could just see like the spirit was bringing me these opportunities all through the week, every day, which I normally would have either rejected or I would have gone towards it with like a big sigh. And it was like, no, the purpose was so strong and clear in my mind and in my heart. It was like, this is all about the connection. This is all about the communication. And then so many opportunities that come. And yeah, I was sharing with Jason, I could feel somewhere in my mind, I've actually felt glimpses of relaxation that I don't know that I've ever felt before. And it was more when we were joining, it was just like this glimpse, and I could just feel like almost like a whole universe underneath this fear and doubt. There was this whole universe of just relaxation underneath it that's like available. And yeah, so that theme has been very present in my mind. And yeah, and I feel it ties into, because I feel the prayer in my heart at the beginning of the week was to let go of the doer in a deeper way. I felt quite overwhelmed. I felt like I was taking responsibility for things that actually were an opportunity to communicate. And even last week when we had this big celebration of illumination event, we talked about it a little bit, maybe last week, but or on our live, Pete and I, it was such a big collaboration with the whole community. And I really had to open up my mind to like a bigger collaboration that I was used to. I was thinking so small and just these few people because they've got the roles and the skills. But then it was like, no, open up further. Like if you want to undo the responsibility and get out of this doer, this is the way out. It's through connection and communication and collaboration. And so I feel like that kind of, yeah, deepened my prayer at the beginning of the week. But I can see that this is truly the way out of responsibility. It is through communication and going towards that. And yeah, I had a few. I was going through the course too. I just typed in communication, and there is so much Jesus has to say about communication. There are chapters that are titled around communication, the light of communication, creation and communication. Like it's very deep. He talks about it a lot, and yeah, I want to just read a couple sections from it because I felt like what I was being shown is somehow to see like I'm the only one who interferes with it. I'm the one who puts up these blocks towards it. And so, yeah, this is in chapter 14, Teaching for Truth, the Light of Communication. The Holy Spirit's function is entirely communication. He therefore must remove whatever interferes with communication in order to restore it. Therefore, keep no source of interference from his sight, for he will not attack your sentinels. But bring them to him, and let his gentleness teach you that, in the light, they are not fearful, and cannot serve to guard the dark doors behind which nothing at all is carefully concealed. We must open all doors and let the light come streaming through. There are no hidden chambers in God's temple. Its gates are open wide to greet his Son. No one can fail to come where God has called him, if he close not the door himself upon his Father's welcome. I could really see that this week because when I was sharing this fear, when the initial invitation came in, there was such fear in my mind, but then afterwards, I couldn't even like place it, or I couldn't even point out what the fear was. There was actually nothing there. I could see there was nothing there. It was nothing that I was afraid. It was like a phantom. It wasn't there. It was just, and even throughout the week, I could even see like, well, I had a very strong prayer and it got completely answered, but I could see it with everyone around me. I've seen so many things unfold this week. Like when we had our pancake dinner, Sunny was here and you had a very, very strong prayer about wanting to collaborate more and opportunities actually to share and communicate. I feel underneath it, and to express and join and connect. And you shared your prayer and everybody joined you in it, and everything started to shift right away. And Ken and Nana are going to travel soon, and I had a prayer in my heart, like I want to feel really connected with them before they go, actually. And because we've been living here for 6 months together, and of course there's a lot of healing that comes up, and there were still some private thoughts in our mind that weren't fully cleared. And then we joined yesterday at the first part of the movie gathering. We were in the kitchen and just sharing our hearts with each other, and it was kind of symbolic as Pete shared the movie Departures, which is a little bit of a different journey. Journey Ken and Nana are going on, but it felt like it was like I could feel throughout the movie, like I don't, and even from my own experience, like when something comes in like a seeming death or a sickness or whatever, like you get so pulled into the present moment because the future disappears. There's no future. So it's like such an incentive to go much deeper and towards the communication, which was really beautiful in the movie with the rock, like just to see like the communication was never broken. And I feel deep down, I think that's what we all want and want to remember and want to know, that the communication, the communion was truly never broken. And I feel it's the prayer of everyone in all our hearts. Like I feel we all share that prayer, and it is being answered in all sorts of ways. The Spirit uses everything to just answer that one prayer. The connection was never lost. The connection is never gone. We're still with Him. Yeah, and then last night I this song came into my mind from the movie Aladdin, A Whole New World. It was so beautiful. I was so inspired. Like, oh my God, it feels like almost like the cherry on top of the cream for this week. Like, yeah, this is what you wanted to show me, a whole new world through this forgiveness and through going towards my brother and facing the fear that might come up. But it's so worth it. Like, I can see now, like, oh my God, why was I holding back all this time? Like, I can't even believe it. And sure, there will be many more lessons, but I just feel like there was a shift, a really deep shift. And I don't know, I just want to read these lines because I love this song because I looked it up yesterday on YouTube and it's I posted it on Facebook. It's like Aladdin reaches out his hand from this magic carpet to what's her name? Jasmine. Thank you. Wow, everybody knows. And he reaches out his hand and the first thing that I heard in the video was she said, "What did you say?" And then he says, "Do you trust me?" That's his first line. I was very emotional when I listened to it. Like, "Do you trust me?" And all she had to do was say yes. And she comes on this magic carpet, right? And the song starts with, you can all sing along if you want to. Good. I can show you the world, shining, shimmering, splendid. Tell me, princess, now when did you last let your heart decide? Oh my God. Sorry. This is it. Like, I can open your eyes, take you wonder by wonder, over, sideways, and under, on a magic carpet ride, a whole new world. A fantastic point of view. Yeah, it's just like, oh my God, this was it. Like, this is what it was all about. Like, this is what everything is about. You want to show me a whole new world, a fantastic point of view where everything is forgiven. And yeah, so I'm really grateful for this week. And if I look around here, you guys can't see the room. I don't know if Deborah can pan, but it's like everybody's in this room here with me. And I'm like, they're all angels. And I feel like everyone was part of it. And it's like, yeah, I'm just so grateful. And yeah, I think Eric and I were gonna do a song next. It's called Communion. And I'll read one more line actually from the course, which just really touched me very deeply. Um, it's very short, but it says, communion is another kind of completion which goes beyond guilt because it goes beyond the body. So yeah, thank you everyone. Very grateful to be here and be able to share this, and thank you to all the angels who helped me through this week. And yeah, thank you. We'll play a couple more songs for you. Take me back to the garden. Take me back to the moment I heard your voice. Take me back to communion. Lead me back to the moment I saw your face. When it was all so simple, it was easy
space between us. It was easy to trust. You are closer, closer than my skin. You are in the air I'm breathing in. Here's where the dead things come back to living. I feel my heart beating again. Feels so good to know you are my friend.
This is the garden. Here in the place I find you close. This is communion. Here in the place I'm fully known. And it was so, so simple. You're so easy to love. No space between us. You're so easy to trust. You are closer, closer than my skin. You are in the air I'm breathing in. Here's where the dead things come back to living. I feel my heart beating again. Feels so good to know you are my friend. This is where I'm meant to be. Me and you and me. And I don't have to prove a thing. You've already approved of me. This is where I'm meant to be. Me and you and me. I don't have to prove a thing. You've already approved of me. This is where I'm meant to be. Me and you and me. I don't have to prove a thing. You've already approved of me. You are closer, closer than
one more song. It's called Shining from the Inside Out. Your voice reminds me of the love that is inside. It's ever present and never dims or goes out. You are shining from the inside out. I'm bathing in your light. Uncover what's not meant to hide. I'm awake and open, ready to shine bright. All the doubt and fear, I have to leave them behind. Forgive all that's not real. Clear the shadows from my mind. Embracing every flaw. Learning to let it go. Finding strength in your love. Now I truly know. You are shining from the inside out. I'm bathing in your light. Uncover what's not meant to hide. I'm awake and open, ready to shine bright. Through the darkest nights and the stormy skies, your light guides me.
Light guides me.
Together we'll rise, no shadows left to find. With my heart open wide, we will shine, we will shine. I am shining from the inside out. I'm bathing in your light. Uncover what's not meant to hide. I'm awake and open, ready to shine. I'm shining from the inside out. I'm bathing in your light. Uncover what's not meant to hide. Awake and open, ready to shine. Awake and open, ready to shine I'm awake and open, ready to shine bright. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining, and what a joy. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, everyone.
Beautiful day.